also spent some time exploring Kong's AI gateway implementation. Right? Now, there is more to this AI gateway. What I explored is how Kong is using AI gateway to give uh, a common abstraction layer for models from different providers. So kind of a model gateway or an LLM gateway, right? And how it is load balancing this. So it's able to uh, register for a trial version of Kong to try out this service. But before I show how I set up this AI gateway, wanted to show a this picture to explain how the hierarchy of request is flowing, or how the architecture of this AI gateway has been set up in Kong. And so far I liked the thinking. That's how usually we should think about, I think, gateways. And this is something that I was also uh, having in my mind of how to set up this gateway. It's a different thing. There are there are different patterns. Just need to see how to map to this technology pattern that Kong has set up. So the Kong API gateway is at the highest level. The request comes to API gateway. API gateway then has routes. So routes are um, objects or items that routes the traffic to the appropriate gateway, right? One of the so the gateway that service that I created, that is the AI gateway service. So that um, routes it to the appropriate gateway service. The gateway service then have um, then routes the request to the appropriate backend service. In this particular uh, recording, or in this particular demonstration, this backend services are nothing but the OpenAI endpoint or Anthropic endpoint or Azure OpenAI endpoint, which is serving the language models, right? So this is the flow, right? Now let me go back to Kong Connect and then see how I have set it up, right? So first of all, the API gateway, I used the serverless default, right? This was already there, right? And this was already set up, right? So if you see how it is set up, the thing that I just mentioned, you have a client request comes to the route routes it to the appropriate gateway service, and the gateway service has the access to the backend API, right? I'll not touch upon the plugins part, but there are plugins that you can also add. For example, there is something called prompt decorator, right? Which are additional things, right? But this is the flow which I just mentioned. Now this API gateway, I took the serverless default, but when I went to when I was ready to create the model gateway through AI gateway, what I did is I went to AI gateway. This is the one I created. I'll show that to you, but before that, to show how I created it, right? So you click on new AI gateway, you give a name to the gateway, give a description to this AI gateway, and this is where you select where this gateway service will be deployed, right? In my case, I used the serverless default, which I just showed here, right? And then there are two options, basic routing or an advanced routing. This is yet I'm here to explore, but this is what creates the route, right? And this is where you give a path. For the one that I created, I said /cat, that's what I created, right? And then I saved it, right? So when I saved it, if I go back to my gateway LLM, if I view the details, this is how it has been created. So let me see if I can show this. If I edit it, right? So this is how I have set it up, right? I gave the AI gateway a name, a description, and /chat, and I say the methods. These are the methods that will um, be created, right? I'll cancel out of it because I already created. So that created the route for me. And where is this route? If I go to API gateway again, and if I click on this, it created this route for me when I through the AI gateway when I configured that route, right? It is the same if it is the same information that I just showed, right? /chat, right? This is what got created when I created this AI gateway route, right? When I created this AI gateway route. After creating this route, then I connected the LLM services, right? So this kind of created my route, and now the services, right? For the gateway services, if I go back to AI gateway, right, I connected the models, right? So I connected to OpenAI and Anthropic. So if I click on it, okay. So I configured GPT-4o, GPT-4 and Claudes on it, right? And if you want, you can connect more LLMs to it. These are the providers that are available. For each provider, there are also like what are the route types, like say chat, you have an embeddings endpoint, right? For Anthropic, what I saw is you can only do chat for now, right? So I set it up, and this is the load balancing is done between these models, right? So when the route, the request comes to the route, the gateway services, to the gateway services, I'm exposing this model providers now, and the gateway service is actually load balancing between these models, right? And then, like to test it, I copied this. So if you see how it created it, right? So this is the common abstraction. This is the link, right, to connect to the gateway service that I created, which has access to multiple model providers. As a developer, now that is abstracted for me, right? This is the chat path that we created in the route, right? And if I can put a specific model name here with ticks, the model name, and what will be the model name? The model name will be what is mentioned here, right? This is the common model name, right? But in my case, what I did is, if I go back to the setup, yeah, test your setup, right? So I did not put the model name, and it load balanced between the different models. So I took this, right? So how does Kong AI API work, right? So if I run this, and I ran it several times. If you see, it also gives me the analytics, right? If I click on it, it says 8 requests went to OpenAI, 1 request went to Anthropic, right? This is how, like, it is collecting the analytics, and it says how many requests so far, how many tokens got created, what was the error rate, how many times it errored out, right? Now let me copy this, and if I run it now, let's see where it goes first. Let me make it a little bigger, right? So it is this curl command. So it used let's see which model it used. Content token usage. There is a, okay, edge. Object chat completion. Okay, it uses the Claude Sonnet 4.15, right? Let me run it again and to see if. Oops. Okay. So, so the GPT-4. This is one of the model that I think the name I did not put it correctly. It should be GPT-4, right? So it tried to load balance and use this and could not. Let me run it again. And this time it does a round robin, right now it is round robin. It should go to GPT-4o. Let me see if the model name is there. It did give me the answer. And where is the model name? Model, yeah, GPT-4o. Since it is round robin, this time it should again go back to Anthropic. And let's see what it does. It did the Claude one. Now let's say GPT-4, it knows it doesn't work, but still actually round robin it is doing GPT-4. Next it is going to GPT-4. So this is by default, it's a round robin. There are other load balancing strategies that I saw that it was there. And I'm going to explore that. But this is how it is working. This is how the load balancing is working. Right? So yeah, this is the round robin thing algorithm. But there are other algorithms: priority group, consistent hashing, lowest usage, lowest latency, semantic routing, right? So yeah, so this is something that I have explored so far. And thank you for now. Bye bye.